Hey guys, what's going on? This is Promise. A little bit unfortunate, Allstars is not going to be able to make it today in the cast. I will be solo casting this, but it's going to be some amazing games. It's going to be a best of 7 between Empire.Beastyqt and MVP.Monster. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, guys, just fixing some things on the stream. So stay tuned. It's going to be best of 7 coming up very soon. All right, guys. I think we're just gonna go live right now. Let me just make sure both players are ready. So it's gonna be a best of 7 between Empire.Beastyqt against MVP.Monster, as I mentioned before. Winner does get home, take home $100. Loser does take home second place, being $25. So definitely, you're not really playing for no money. You're playing for money either way. And let's go ahead and make sure that Beastyqt is ready. Okay, Monster is ready. Let's go ahead and make sure Beasty is ready. Okay, both our players are ready, guys. So we are going to go ahead and get into game number 1, which is going to be played here on ESV Cloud Kingdom. Best of 7 loser picks. And here we go. Countdown has started. 3, 2, 1. And we are going in the game, guys. Make sure, again, this is the CSN All-Stars week number 4. It is going to be Beastyqt from the team Empire, of course, playing up against MVP.Monster, the Korean Zerg opponent. And if you guys don't know, we usually do this every Tuesday. Usually it's me as well as Allstars, who is my co-caster. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday. Make sure you tune in. We had previous players, I believe, was Complexity Gonzi, Slayer's Sleep, Fnatic Night End also was in there, as well as Complexity QXC. So definitely high-level players who are participating in the show matches. But we are looking at this game, guys. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. In the bottom left position, playing as the yellow Terran opponent, we do have Empire.Beasty, also known as Beastyqt. We're going to have his opponent in the upper right position, playing as the pink Zerg opponent. It's going to be MVP.Monster. And right off the bat, MVP is one of these very successful Korean-based teams. They have players like Genius. They have players like, of course, Dongre-gu, who's known to be a very top-tier Zerg player. And Monster, I don't really know too much about his stylistic play or anything in terms of his strategy. But I do know that he's, of course, has to be a solid Zerg player. And Beastyqt, you know, this guy sort of has a good following, a good fan base in the North American scene as well as the European scene. A very consistent Zerg opponent, a very consistent Terran player, excuse me. And one of the people that really the community should be watching out for. But with that being said, let's go ahead and look a little bit about the openings. Nothing out of the ordinary thus far. It looks like MVP.Monster not even going to go for any kind of early pool. It's very standard to usually go for a 15 hatch in the ZVT matchup. We do see the drone making its way here to the natural for MVP.Monster. And look back at Beastyqt's base. He's going to play very standard himself as well. We do see the barracks on its way. Command center, of course, it's there. Just no kind of gas has been taken yet for Beasty. So that's definitely something we want to watch out for. Is he going to go for any kind of early tech, possibly going into Reactor Hellions? Or is he going to go for a very normal 1-Rax expand build? I guess time is going to have to tell. But there's the expansion here being thrown down for Monster. Behind this, still no spawning pool. There's the pool here being thrown down for Monster as well. So what I'm curious to see from our Zerg player is he the type of person that goes Mutiling, Baneling, which has sort of kind of fell off the metagame, where players have been transitioning over to Infestor Ling with very, very heavy upgraded Zerglings, or is he going to go for the Infestor Ling? I would say on this map, Zergling Infestor can be very good, rather because it's a very large, if you guys look sort of in the center of the map, in these locations, it's very, very easy to sort of get fungals off of Marines. And of course, Marine Tank is sort of the standard composition in this matchup. But Empire.Beastyqt at this point, he is going to be able to scout his opponent, making his way into the main. Not going to see anything sketchy at all. Just sees the spawning pool, sees the hatchery. Everything is standard thus far from Monster. Behind this, Beastyqt is actually going to expand. So there's the expansion here from our Terran player, still off of 1-Rax. Also going to grab 2 gases. Interesting decision there. Now the question is going to be, is he going to go for possibly Blue Flame Hellions, which have also been a little bit popular here in ZBT, or is he going to go for just the normal Reactor Hellions? We're just going to have to wait and see. Thus far, Marine going to try to poke away at the supply depot. Going to take a little bit of time, but good luck there, Marine. Do your work, man. But the expansion of Monster has been completed. Spawning pool completed as well. In production tab, we do see the 2 queens are going to come out, one of course from the main as well as one from the natural. Drones in production. At this point, Monster feels very safe. All he really has to do at this point is just build up his economy, get as many drones as possible, really try to push the game towards the mid or to the late stages of this matchup. Beastyqt, I would think, is going to go open up with Reactor Hellions. We do see the factory on its way right now for Beasty as well as a reactor, so we're definitely going to be seeing some kind of early Reactor Hellion here from the Terran player. Expansion as well is completed. We do see a few mills here mining for Beastyqt. And what opening is Monster going to do? At this point, he does have 2 queens, and the 3rd queen is on its way. Actually, he's going to go up to 4 queens. Very interesting. If you guys didn't know, the queen actually did get a little bit of a buff in the recent Blizzard patches. I think the range is now 5, where it was to be 3. So queens are definitely good. If you can tell already, the SCV is actually going to die. Such a sick range from that queen, man. But he's going to be on 4 queens here very shortly, so he's going to be able to creep, spread across the map super quickly. Gas is on the way as well here for Monster. Look back at Beastyqt, very early 3rd here from our Terran player. His reactor is completed onto the factory. You're also going to see 2 additional Hellions on the way here for Beastyqt. And this command center is a very smart decision from Beasty. Just as I say that, there's a 3rd here from Monster. But let me go ahead and talk a little bit about the command center. The command center is smart because he is going to go ahead and put a little bit of aggression here, a little bit of light pressure with his Hellions onto the economy of Monster. Now, what he's going to do behind this, because he got that third expansion, he can always go ahead and take the expansion, or he can just use it as a sort of extra orbital command to go ahead and drop any kind of mules. But there is a few Hellions here making their way across the map for Beastyqt. What is in the production tab right now for Monster? We do see metabolic boost on its way, additional drones, Roachhorn on the way, which is going to be the fantastic, the best counter actually to these Hellions. Hellions are actually going to make their way into the 3rd. They'll be able to spot that expansion rather quickly. Bunker on its way here for Beastyqt. And these roaches, once these roaches get out on the map, man, I mean, these 4 queens are probably going to be enough. There's 2 queens. Where's the other 2? Okay, there's actually a few creep tumors. But these queens should be even plenty enough against these Hellions. Now, behind this, there's a Banshee on the way for Beastyqt. There's also Cloak. Roaches on the way right now for MVP.Monster. And then, look at the creep spread. This is so important, what Monster is doing at this point. He is creeping across the map, really trying to give himself as much vision of map control as possible against these Hellions. And Beastyqt at this point, he is not really going to go all in whatsoever. The 3rd should be up soon. Banshee on its way. Interesting decision as well, getting Cloak, which is going to be great. Now, does Monster have any kind of detection on the map? There is an evolution chamber. The layer is not yet on its way, not really that late here. Layer maybe around 9:30 minute mark. But these evolution chambers are going to be great. They're going to be good for upgrades, as well as getting down a few spores for MVP.Monster. And if we look at the supply count right now, 83 supply for Monster, 64 supply for Beastyqt. We do see the 3rd expansion already completed for Monster. Layer is on its way. Double engineering bays on the way here for Beastyqt. So he's playing everything, you know, rather beautifully. Getting his upgrades, getting a 3rd, getting his Banshee on the way to get a little bit of map control. In fact, there is the Banshee making its way across the map. Possibly going to poke here into the 3rd expansion of Monster rather soon. Creep spread again, so important right now for Monster. Hellion actually gets killed by the roach very quickly. So the composition we're going to see from Beastyqt is going to be mainly siege tanks, mainly marines. He is also going to get more upgrades. Getting weapons level 1 on the way right now is Beastyqt. These double engineering bays are going to be so helpful. He's going to have a little bit of an advantage in the upgrades compared to his opponent. Actually, just as I say that, Monster actually has his evolution chambers up a lot sooner. His upgrades were started as well. But what is the overall composition Monster is going to go for? We haven't seen any kind of infestation pit or spire. I guess we're really going to see right when the Slayer finishes. There it is. What kind of tech is he going to go for? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Still, no production roaches, so he's just pretty much droning as much as possible right now. It is going to be spire from Monster. Where is that spire? Spire, where you be at? Where is the spire? Spire. Okay, the spire is somewhere on the map. Okay, no, that's not a spire. Okay, Spire. Where's the Spire? Anyway, okay, there's a Spire on the way, but meanwhile, there's the Banshee here making its way across the map. Cloak is completed. 107 supply for Monster. Harvester advantage actually way in the favor of Monster right now. 70 drones compared to 49 SCVs. If we look at Beastyqt, it looks like his third is going to be on its way, but very nice play here from Monster. Having Lings already in position, going to be able to deny the third here from Beastyqt. We also see a few Marines and Siege Tanks making their way across the map, actually just to the third. Going to try to clear this out as quickly as possible. Baneling Nest on the way right now for Monster. Looks like there's a few Lings. They're going to try to do some damage here onto the Hellions of Beastyqt. They're going to be able to do significant damage. 2 Hellions still remain right now for a Terran player, but I think there's Hellions are going to go down. It's actually a lot of Lings. And there we go. We see the 2 Hellions going down for Beastyqt. Meanwhile, if we take a quick look again in the production tab, we do see additional factory on its way. A lot of barracks here for Beastyqt. He's going to have a bunch of bio units, and Monster really on top of this, getting a Marine in there. It's actually not a real Marine, guys. You might be thinking it's actually just sort of dropped from the Overlord. I forgot what it's called. I'm just having like a blank mind right now. Oh my god, what is it called? I can't remember. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Anyway, we do see at this point Beastyqt is going to be able to secure that third expansion. Stim is on its way, a little bit late here on the Stim for Beastyqt, just given the fact that he was trying to get the third as quickly as possible. Banshees again going to try to make their way into the fourth. Going to soon be the fourth here of MVP.Monster. Not going to really kill it. I would think that he's going to have Mutas out